it seems pastors are beginning to change their stand slowly, slowly. You all know that majority of them screamed and shouted. They all talked lividly, aggressively, angrily about Muslim ticket. They went on to say that God is not with one person. I'm sure you all heard about the prophecy. In fact, the latest of those prophecies, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be sworn in. On the day of the swearing in, he will be arrested by the Nigerian army, sent by maybe Olusegun Obasanjo. You all heard that there will be commotion, there will be traffic jam, there will be blockage, there will be revolution, there will be NSAS 5.2 or 2.0, whatever power you want to give to it. Now, one of those pastors that has decided, he calls himself Apostle Johnson Suleiman, slowly, maybe they sat down together and they have decided to rearrange their words, their prophecy, their stand, because they are kind of seeing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shettima moved into the defense house and preparation for the inauguration is set, and they just want to make sure that they are in between it. It's called politics. Don't forget that church politics exists. They even teach in some church like RCCG. When you go to they teach what they call church politics. I don't know what that is all about, but we are all human beings. Now, let's leave that. Now, Apostle Johnson Sulele, he addressed members of his church, and he said certain things. He said, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu chose Senator Kashim Shettima as his running mate, leading to this Muslim ticket, the head of Omega Fire Ministry, he said Tinubu chose the Muslim ticket because he knew that the only way he could get support, the only way he could get it, the only way he could become president is for him to choose someone from the northern part of Nigeria. He knows that the North do not like him. He knows that there are a lot of people who are ready to betray him, from the southwest to the southeast to the north to the wherever. He knows that they are ready to betray him. He knows, and he thought about it and he said, you know what? I need to fight for this. Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not choose Kashim Shettima. Let me make that correction. He did not choose Kashim Shettima. Buhari chose Kashim Shettima. And Tinubu said it clearly, loud on TV. He said, Buhari chose Kashim Shettima because Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being a smart person, he said, you know what? Since I was the one who chose your vice president, can you do the honor of choosing mine for me? And he said, Buhari laughed. What does that laugh indicate? You are a wise man. You want my unhindered support. All right. Bottom line, INEC would declare you the winner. Anyway, Buhari got the selection and he accepted. So what Tinubu did, Buhari selected, Tinubu accepted. And Omega Fire Ministry is simply saying the simple thing, Apostle Johnson Sullivan, that we all know that the north of Nigeria is Muslim dominated. If you want the north, if you want votes from the north, you must select someone, accept someone from their own region. He said, today we have a Muslim flag in Nigeria. True or false? Of course, in the northern part of Nigeria. Do you know why Tinubu chose the Muslim ticket? It is because he knew the North would support him. If Tinubu had chosen a Christian as his running mate, Christians would have fought him as they had fought each other before. So those accusing Bola Ahmed Tinubu of choosing a Muslim as his running mate should shut up. He did what he felt was good for him, and it worked for him. If he chose a Christian from whatever denomination, it is still the same Christians all over this denomination that will ask why he didn't choose theirs. Let's sort ourselves out and solve our problems. Well, this is deep. This is deep. Now, like I said initially, even though truth is probably coming out of him, or he's saying this to probably get some soft landing in this government, or he's just saying it because he knows that there are certain people who are pointing fingers at him for some wrongdoings, since he's also embroiled in a lot of controversies, saga, dirty things surrounding him also. And we know that more have been added to him, even things that he didn't do and things that he did. Everything has been poured on his head. So he's also dealing with the gutter, the drainage that is passing through the front of his own house. Well, now he has spoken. More pastors will pick this, and they will begin to talk about revelation. They'll begin to talk about what God said. In fact, there was a prophet, a popular one on social media, on YouTube particularly. If you've been on this channel and you've been watching and you've been following what we've been doing, this particular prophet is called Tibetan. He spoke about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some other things that he said about him, and everyone thought, oh, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for sure, he's not going to be president of Nigeria. But Ahmed Tinubu is president too, and this prophet changed words. He said Bola Ahmed Tinubu is chop and give. Chop and give. He said Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a good person, that God said, that God showed him that the same person that led us to Egypt will be the same that will take us out of Egypt. That Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows the North. He knows them very well. He started saying things that were different from what he said before. And I do not say anything wrong or bad in it, even though I know that it is wrong to be deceptive, and it is wrong for someone not to be man or woman of their word. But then, if he said he saw, it is called vision. That's why a lot of people do not know. Visions could change. Visions could change. I saw this. Now, if you don't continue seeing, looking, what makes you feel that the other person that you are seeing the thing for will not take some steps? Or the person also is not consulting or finding out about what you think you saw. The person will. It depends on the level of your sighting, what you have seen, to what extent. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So, he could have seen it then, and maybe Tinubu sent someone to him for prayers to change that thing that he has seen, and all of a sudden, he did what he needed to do. Well, he didn't come out to say I did it, but he just started prophesying positively. It could be so. So we don't know what it is exactly. And it could be that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has also made his move. Don't think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu just tried to contest. No. Bola Ahmed Tinubu went spiritual, went physical. He did everything to make sure that he succeeds in this. He knows that this is the last step, success of his life. Is it money? He has. Even before he became governor of Lagos State, he had money. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not that kind of a poor person. He had money. You need to listen to Professor Wole Soyinka during those years when they were trying to fight military. He said Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a businessman, importing of this, he grew up with some people who were into business, so he knows. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not broke. He touched money at early stage, even if it is drug baron or whatever. Bola Ahmed Tinubu touched both good and bad money. He touched a lot of money. So money is not the issue. Bola Ahmed Tinubu needed something. Only two things Bola Ahmed Tinubu needs. He needs to finally reach to that point that he has been fighting to reach. What he has been told in his life, that this is what is the pathway of. He needed to do it, succeed in it. And also, he knows that if care is not taken, there is a structure in Nigeria until it changes. Once you become president, all your sins are forgiven. That's it. Or have you seen any of the president's houses busted by EFCC? No, you will never find. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows that things could change later in the future. He's doing it for his children, and even if you only know one of his child or two or whatever, it's not as if everything is, in life. Anyway, don't let us go into too much details. All what I'm just trying to say is that it seems pastors will begin to talk differently now. They will begin to change their mouth. So don't be surprised when some of those pastors will begin to speak in a way that will make you believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the Messiah. That's just what it is. Slowly. First, they will say the second will be the last. The first will be the second. They will say this and that. Then they will start changing their mouth, changing what they are saying. That is what we are seeing right now being played out. So they say that everyone should join hands together to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That he did what he knows and he got it right. What are your thoughts about this one? What are your thoughts? Do you think that the words of these prophets, pastors, seers, should be held like tangible, or we just listen, allow it to come out of the other ear? What are your thoughts? Like and share. Subscribe to this channel if you're new here.